weird stuff we're about to see.
They've really gone for something.
I feel like they might be overcooking, even on the last map, changing their game
something
plan
a little bit bold.
Sometimes you just
They're really gonna go out with the double
what
chamber comps. Okay, we
and
see
FPX's
triple sheriff.
Comp, it's nothing like anything SEN have ever played against. Now this comp as well isn't like anything they've ever played against, but it's comfortability.
Yeah, and they should have seen this one. We go for the BC crunch. We got early info with the turret.
And they dump Fade utility into B.
Yeah, that's what promptly allows for the speed up of FPX. Oh, opting not to break the Killjoy turret.
Whoa, shouldn't we break that at one
break
point?
It after. The smoke fades, but it's going to shoot him right here. I don't know about this right now.
Wait, what's going on, bro? They're acting like you can't break a turret.
It's still up.
That pesky thing is still up.
I mean,
they got what they wanted. They got the spike down.
Ty,
now
thank you for the prime, dude. Thank you for the whole year, man. I appreciate you doing
so much
that.
info once the smoke fades. I guess it's just going to be reoccurring smokes here.
Life still playing in it.
I mean,
the smoke goes now.
They surely know that there's somebody close by.
They have to know. Well, he's dead now. John and Zekin getting
are
a couple
they
openers.
melting, man? What's going on here?
Over towards Tree. The spike has been going off for a little bit. But it's
ISO has Omen
decisive.
flash.
Look, they're going to crunch. Sassy trying to
Dude,
deal with the first, and unfortunately,
Joel, him staying alive is pretty important, man.
John's going to stick the defuse all the way, and there's nothing.
I mean, Sentinels handled this well, but FPX took no map control. We had one guy on an island. We had a guy acting like a turret was indestructible.
That entirety is just so bad for what FPX were trying to accomplish in that round. Even if you're trying to play in that smoke and try to finesse around and kill stairs, you want that broken because when the smokes fade, it's going to shoot at you no matter where you're at on site. And that's free info the entire round for SEN. But right now, Zelsis he's just calming to his team. Yo, turret's up still. Turret's up still. Wait for the smokes to fade. It'll have a full line on site.
Dude, that was really weird, man.
It's a disaster of a mistake. But it's not over yet. It's going to be an AD.
All right, what do we actually got?
Zekin needs to get
We
out
got a
dodge
ghost
quickly.
on attack.
And it's Berlin on the breach who's the forefront. I mean, you can't prep for that.
Nice way to start it as well.
Another spam kill.
Oh, man.
Berlin waltzes into his death as well.
SEN have got to be one of the scariest teams to play when they are feeling it. Whoa. Autumn's so good at chamber. I guess this is why they decided to just slap him on it on this map. Spike should get planted because of that entry.
Ion committing to it. Now going to be 2 pips away from having his ult online.
Yeah, and he's got 3 more in the chamber right now. Autumn might be able to finesse this round. He gets caught lacking. Saucy going absolutely nuclear right now in the back of sight.
What happened to FPX,
Cleans
man?
it up. Ion couldn't do anything. And
okay, it's just an eco.
Second is
I'm overreacting. It's an eco.
He's getting closer to that showstopper, and another strong start continuing from that last half they had.
Yeah, I think, you know, it was funny as we were watching some of that play out, it felt a little reminiscent to how Sentinels looked on the first half of Bind.
Yeah.
Where it just felt like, and again, yes, it was an eco, I understand all that, but the way that they approach some of these swings, the way they're approaching some of these fights felt very much like what Sentinels looked like in the first half of Bind.
I agree. But Tens is on a Bucky right now.
Tens has got a Bucky.
Bucky light armor.
At least they're one away from Fischl on this, so they can just go see Fischl.
As far as big guns go, that's it.
And Sentinels on their bonus want to go aggro over towards A. They're kind of close to getting a Razor.
If he gets, you know, a kill after grabbing that orb, he will have
they set the Bucky up close.
I'm gonna be ready for this. This is so hard to clear.
Autumn's been good. Swing, man.
It's got to be a 1 pump. There it is.
Dude. Now what?
Deal with the anticipation any longer. Look at all of this Killjoy utility set up towards
Yeah,
C.
but both of the Killjoy utility is set up for the most common TP
that
that's going to go over towards Saint.
He has all of A.
Like
Look
he
at
either
how
goes
many
floor or he
members
goes
of Sentinels are
roof,
here.
and this one gets both.
The Thrash now invested.
And then if he doesn't
bit of space
TP
now.
out, how do you get
Zelsis will
over
get
towards
caught.
the site? Oh,
There's
he
not
waits
enough
for the
health,
molly
they'll
and
save
then
you
goes
there.
because the Fischl's giving info.
Lights are now getting a
That's
little
kinda
bit
nice.
high ground repositioning though. The spike
I think
not
the
committed
mollies were
yet.
good though from Sentinels.
Tens is starting to rotate over. Doesn't have a paranoia.
Yeah, and he picked up the
the door.
Fischl. That was
It's
the
all
main
just a
thing
threat.
here.
Yeah, all just fake, faint pressure right now. He's going to wrap all the way around as well. There's no trips up. He might catch these players lacking.
Ayang is ready for it.
Oh, he sees a barrel in the main.
Not able to land the first shots. And remember, there is more than just this threat here. It's more than just Berlin. Can the rest of Sentinels take space on the site? Well, all of this is happening out towards Mound. If Ten's can
No way,
some
Sassy
time,
did
if you
good.
continue to be
I was going to say,
eye-candy,
do they not
there's
know
a
the guys
shot
on
this
site? I thought he
FPX
shot.
managed every single threat so well. Second dance to the Thrash. Zekken's left alone in a 1v3. Berlin's weak, but that spike has been going off for a little while. I don't know
I
if
think
there's
they
enough
need
time for
4.
this.
That's kind of where I'm putting it. I think they need
there's none at
4,
all.
so
Zekken, he
that's
hit some
1 out
nice
of 4.
shots on that exit right there. He's definitely feeling himself. That's why Ten's dropped him the rifle. But the reaction from FPX,
the comp
that was
should
a
be
great
good
thrash
on.
from Ion. Wrapping all
If
the
the
way
comp be
around.
good on
and Berlin
defense,
with the
it should be good on
supporting utility
defense.
there. Very good stuff. Yeah. I mean, what can you do?
You can only smile there.
Yeah.
But
My worry is the
I wanna
aggro
talk about
A,
how well
but-
FPX handled this situation right here. They knew that Tens was on the flank. They knew they were going to have to deal with some of the pressure, with some of everything that was being thrown their way, and to be able to effectively parse all of that
I tell you what though,
info
is
out
pretty good.
in the chaotic
Pretty good
moment
bonus in the end.
is
We've got
really
3
difficult
people
to
now
do.
that can't buy. So this is
And
a giant
Lysor,
round,
who
and they got
had
the
a really
Razor
rough
to
round. Nice hit from
help
Autumn.
them,
Wait,
and
he's
there
not stopping.
goes the
They're not stopping
Razor.
life with the follow-up.
Tens is here by himself.
Yeah,
Now
did
John
they
QT is
use
joining the
less
fray,
util
but
on this
Tens
one,
peppered,
thinking that they wouldn't go aggro
finally
out
put
towards
down.
A, thinking they conditioned them in the round before? I think
And
so.
yeah, sure, FPX has a couple of weak members as well, but
What an A fight.
yeah,
That's with no duelist on top of it. I mean, it's almost impossible to get out of that choke.
you wouldn't know it.
But the power of Chambers, you're able to take that quick peek. I mean, we saw
Yeah,
how
I think
good,
Sentinels here
I believe it was Foxy9.
just thought they were
against
not going to
Fnatic. I mean,
send
he
it
was
out towards A
dominating
because of
around
the
A.
previous rounds.
And that was against utility as well. Autumn still getting value, just getting bombarded. But to my point, what I wanted to talk about was Lysor in the previous round. He was rough on the last map. But when he's on
We got to
point
see
for
a
this team
save.
of
All right,
FPX,
whoa,
they just
FPX
dominate.
out of all the rounds, this is
So he had the
best outcome you can
on C site in the
pretty much
previous
get.
round. This time around, he's sitting
couple
at
of armor
8 HP,
rebuys.
but
I mean, some of the duels were
that
close
Paranoia
there.
got some value. And it's going to be a full save right now from the side of SEN. And now you got to think, how are you going to approach this A fight? Because you just gave it your all.
You take a look at it again.
We had Nade,
Zekken
Teva.
tried getting an aggressive angle.
That was
but
it. The Molly.
Yeah, the follow-up fight was just too
Yeah.
much.
Again, you wouldn't
Yeah, I
believe
think
that they didn't
from
have a
now
duelist in
on,
that situation.
they're probably going to
Yeah,
invest
really,
more, but
it really felt like Autumn took the fastest
an expensive
timing.
lesson.
It's the power of Chamber on this map, and I think
Let's
a
look
lot
at
of
their buy a
teams,
little bit. 2-4.
are a little wary of playing
This guy's
Chamber.
going to
They
get
think it's,
2-2.
not as good as
1-7.
Cypher or Killjoy, and to be fair, they could be true, but it doesn't mean that Chamber is a bad pick
could
on this
force
map
and
whatsoever.
10 takes a
We've
hit.
seen a lot of teams make it work, most notably T1. Saw Saya player on that, and he made it look really, really good. So if you have a good game plan with this Chamber, it could really do a lot of damage.
And you know what's crazy is I think we're going to see most of the heavy part of a good game plan there when it gets to their defensive side.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're already seeing some of the value on attack, I mean, we'll see what the rest of this map has in store for us. No ults up on the side of the attack. But again, we're going to see this A fight. And I get it, neither team willing to relent on this area of the map. Full dump at util. He's
Yeah,
so
that's much
dead.
better. Yeah,
I
good
had
conditioning
nowhere to
over
go there.
towards
He was
A.
lit
We're
up.
making sure that we
And
molly
then
out to
obliterated.
make sure
From the
the
top.
Omen, if the Omen does commit, gets completely
Second round,
wrecked.
that double box. Around that Viper wall
yeah,
that you
this
see
was
on the
good.
minimap,
Just
he
early
just
use of the
was able
ult.
to elevate
Better
so far in
pathing
the
this time,
air.
less committed pathing from Zekken. I guess we should be saying.
But it's interesting. Sentinels are using their, their nade tether combo to try to catch out Lysor, but he's not actually TPing across. So that gives Autumn an opportunity to just swing out main for free and TP out after he takes his shot. I wonder if Sen are going to mix it up in the future rounds and try to punish Autumn. Try to get some chip damage on him. Make sure he can't take a pop shot or anything like that. It's going to be an A reclear, though, on the side of FPX Lysor. He's not sitting too healthy, 30 HP to his name.
And Tens is in such a good spot. Zekken smoked off, but you're still going to have to do a Tens.
It's too easy.
Falling. And
Yeah,
now
I
Saucy has
mean-
arrived.
It just looked too easy right
We
there.
we swing before the smoke properly goes down. We're on
honestly,
our
that
own
was still
swinging.
a pretty strong position from FPX.
Like,
all things
this is
considered.
kind
That
of,
was a fight
and the
before. It
FPX
wasn't like they were
attack is
super
looking
down
like
in
the
numbers and
Sentinels
they were
attack
heavily
that we
outgunned.
saw on
They just didn't peak together. Berlin way
Bind
too far
earlier,
ahead of
where
the
it's
squad.
just like
It's something that you
space.
see him
I
do
mean,
quite often.
I don't want to say the spacing
He's
is
a
off here
maniac on this
because
team, honestly.
there's no
And we
real
saw it a couple
spacing
times
there.
on
It's literally
Bind
just
here
like
as
one,
well.
Yeah, he's kind of like
One.
Kerrigan-esque, where he'll be the entry
one. Like there's like
as the
pure,
IGL,
there's
and then
pure
once he's down,
seconds
he can do like his
in
mid-rounding.
between.
But When you're already down a player, it's...
Yeah, you can't do that here, Bacon. No return, sorry.
Tens, he's starting to heat up now, too. You give this team confidence, or the individual players on this team confidence, any one of them can take over the game.
We see that second kill.
Yeah, that was the top rope right there.
Yeah, off the ult.
Beautiful. Crosshair placement of Tens in this moment was so good. I mean...
Well, and that's the swing you were talking about. Berlin was just so far ahead of everything else.
Yeah,
not in a position to trade yourself. And again, I want to go back to the first half that we saw of Sentinels online, because you mentioned it. Spacing was an issue. And if the spacing is not in a position where you can trade out when you're down in numbers like that too, the trading has to be on point, because it's only going to go from bad to worse if you can't equalize in fights like that.
Yeah, and oftentimes when you swing together, sometimes players get overwhelmed and they don't know which target to choose from, and you might even just
I think this is a good timeout. I did not like what I saw over towards there. And I also think still, I think anything above a 4 is good for this comp.
Coming out from FPX,
I would imagine it has to be good on defense for them to be using it.
Stop trying to go for these crazy plays. Remember what got us here.
Yeah, it does feel, man.
It's very early timeout.
It is. I don't want to say desperate. But again, some of the swings felt a little bit like they were just throwing lives away. It almost felt like we were watching an eco round where Sentinels had full rifles and they were just in classics and like, literally, all right, let's kind of move on into the next.
And it was anything but that, right? Tens had a Bulldog.
Surprised I was more tilted at Lev yesterday than FPX today.
I swear 9 times out of 10 he can't connect on both.
Right?
You must have to line up perfectly.
The Lev stuff was because it's more like the coach's job to do the sunset anti. Like, I was more just in shock that
and this time it's been anything but.
Their anti wasn't great.
Yeah, they changed their game plan. They were anticipating a front B
basing and stuff. Like, people can have off days. People can have like off days and like micro stuff I don't mind being off. Like when like the overall plan is like really bad. That's when it annoys me, I guess.
That's why there's 3 players geared up of Sentinels towards
disappointed, not angry. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe just disappointed. It's a good way of putting it.
Given the fact that we're talking about Lotus, it's a 3-site map. You would think that's what you're going to want to lean into.
Yep.
More than even on other maps.
And especially when you don't have a duelist.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you want to go for this A execute, who's going to close the gap?
Well, 2 bits of util, but they're pretty early off of that. You've got the Nightfall and the Paranoia.
Damn, bro, we got to just send it through. I mean, it's an incredible spray down from Berlin. Like, that's actually very impressive that he gets 2. That's what it feels like they need to
30 seconds left.
they actually get into science. Some kind of hero play.
While he covers for free. Right now, there's no
Gotta jump through an active Viper wall.
4 Sentinels, right? That orb isn't anywhere near A site.
Yeah.
So this could be a really good post-plan opportunity.
It's doable.
The time is
It's for sure doable.
And Zekken still has that nade. I mean, he might be able to delay this. This nade's going to be perfect. The cleanup on John
less
as
doable
well.
now.
Autumn's now been left on his own, with an op in hand trying to ramble his way through it, and he just can't.
Okay, while we talk about spacing, that was incredible.
That's an operator if Sentinels want it.
And
do they want the op?
They've picked it up.
Yeah, he might do it.
This feels very uncharacteristic of the FPX that I think people saw in Shanghai. The same team that took maps off of the 2 finalists in Shanghai, the team that looked much stronger leading into Seoul, and then the team that we've seen here as well.
And this is the problem of when you're trying to anti-strat teams with compositions and whatnot. It's not like FPX aren't good at the triple controller comp that they run, but I think they just put too much stock into maybe Sentinels counter-stratting them, and they wanted to mix things up.
I don't know, I'm still holding out some belief. Like, I think
you start making hero plays.
I think it should look incredible on defense.
Trying to make hero plays, and you're getting punished.
As long as Lysol sends it on the aggro way.
Gone back to their comfortability and are just playing the fundamental.
All right, so we got Autumn
Lotus
gets the hero.
Here's that op that you mentioned from the previous round.
We get the Odin, and honestly, the Odin should go pretty hard against
You
us.
have the Odin as well on the other side.
Yeah.
Seeing how deadly the Odin
I could even
there are no good options
say
here.
that Odin over towards C could be right as well.
Fortunately for FPX, the eye gets cleared out, so there's no way to get secure spam damage. They're going to rotate away, and if they rotate away back C, again, there's no good option. Either you deal with the op that's down
and
B,
they don't really have util to break the mollies other than the breach damage.
I mean, every single bit of KJ utility.
Yeah, literally.
Unless Autumn can deal with them, but I mean, Zalsis, even his positioning is really nice. He's not giving away an angle. He's not giving a fight.
And it's the double layers. He doesn't need to peek anything here. Oh, okay. That's a really good breach.
Yeah, that's actually a great breach damage.
Right there. Doesn't get the turret still, though, so still info.
Yeah, John, you got to molly this.
He's just going to play backside right now. Ooh, that flash connect.
Tens has his ult if he wants to.
Well, they all sent it through the molly.
Mow him over. There it is. The
yeah, dude,
and
John did so much damage here. Molly goes down, insta-spam, 5 people sending it through your molly, all vulnerable.
Full layered utility there. It's all because FPX was on a bad buy.
Shout out to Sentinels here. They gave him nothing. Like, they gave him no pick at all. There was no chance anyone got a pick here.
And then John is able to flood in. It's beautiful play.
And even the little things, like Zelsis seeing that the breach util was coming through and instantly realizes, oh, I've got to pop the nanos. And even if he's not getting damage, he's buying time.
Yeah, he delays.
Yeah. So those little decisions like that proving to be fruitful. Sentinels up 3 rounds. They've dropped a pit towards C.
Ooh. Operator almost connected on the 10s right there.
Yeah, and I think just the overuse of util here is just so worth. Just 100% confirmed that he has to take the TP. He has to go back away from that area so you can hold one. Very hard for this comp to get through this choke point.
Lean into the strengths of the agent.
They don't even have like a drone to get back
so
through.
Hard for FPX to
dude, it's so hard for them to do anything.
You have no raise, you have no jet.
Again, their defense is going to be awesome. But
or even the
how do you do anything on attack? Other than getting a pick with an op.
If you're Sentinels.
It almost feels like you're trying to play this attack half with a hand tied behind your back.
Yeah, it's a handicap. Playing the game on hard mode.
They might try to NB here. They've got a smoke.
Well,
forget the smoke.
It's round over. 30 seconds left.
And they don't have money. You're right. They have to save here.
Oh, wait.
They might try to go for this. 30 seconds left.
I mean, they're going for it. They're putting ults into this.
Berlin will fall. They're going to try to get out towards tree, but Tens is here. Playing just up on the other side of this smoke. I guess they're going to wait for it to go down and then trust the numbers that they have.
No way.
What a beautiful reposition up from Tens.
What an easy cleanup. We got no bit of damage done at all into this round.
And the finish of the round was even greater. Zalsis was supporting John in that Viper's pit. Alarm bot was ahead of everything. Gives you security if you're John playing in that pit alone. You're able to cheat a little bit back, and then you get the collat front B. Yeah, FPX, they got to burn that second timeout. This is getting out of hand and getting out of hand very fast.
Oh, it definitely is getting out of hands, man.
I get it. You showed a lot of rounds against Heretics. I understand. You want to switch it up. You want to
still
catch.
I'm telling you, 2 rounds. If they can somehow steal 2 rounds,
what can you do?
And then remember,
their defense might be good.
I've got to mention the stakes here because that's not something we've talked about a ton, to be honest. This is elimination.
Yeah.
This is the end of the year.
They did this on elimination. I mean, yeah, it's
a long off season.
It's a sad way to go if it is the end.
How the loss went through.
Like playing 2 comps that have like really essentially no like movement duelist. Like Yoru, I get it, but on bind it's very limited.
So think about situations like this.
Trickster 2409 with a tier 1. Thank you so much.
And they'll have to do it here.
Why have they chosen the breach? I think it's just to lock. I think the whole thought process, Bacon, is about defense. And I think they just didn't think too much about attack.
But perhaps the second timeout is what.
Like I think when they made the comp, they were just like, "This is incredible on defense," and then attack is just.
Maybe this hero
Autumn, you can get us some rounds, right?
Maybe if
with
they
your
can get an entry, you can commit some of the ultimates.
And
why do they pick attack though? It's easier to come back on the defense.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot easier to.
It's an uphill battle to say the least.
Say you only need 4, right? Say you need 4. If you literally go into this half and you get 4, you get 3. It's a lot easier to like come back and have the momentum the whole time instead of being like having these really hard rounds where you're trying to work it out. They're getting the confidence late in. Like it's the same as what Fnatic do. It's like the whole side selection is just pure preference. Like, do you want the momentum on your easy side? Probably.
Sentinels were in controlling A main at the beginning of the
then
round.
you know what your easy side, you know what you're up against.
It feels like the night and day difference
also
has been so clear.
say this starts getting to like, say we literally get to 8-3, like the chance of Sentinels feeling overconfident, making a mistake, giving you the 4 is way more likely when they're constantly just having the momentum and everything's going right for them. Like, sorry, everything's going right for you.
Life with the Stinger cannot connect.
Yeah, bro, this
I'm pretty sure
so hard.
Tens did that Omen thing where you could TP past the breach ult and finesse it.
Even their ults are mental. We had an Omen ult in a 3v5. We have a breach ult.
It's unreal.
4v5
of gameplay Sen is showing right now.
Hopefully we get that on the replay. There's that op kill that you mentioned.
I mean,
really nice flick.
I mean, Autumn tried. He hit him, but it just wasn't a headshot. You got to connect like that.
And we'll overheat at any moment. Yeah, that's kind of what they're banking on at them. Really.
I mean, over a month.
And honestly, all signs are good when Zekken is smiling if you're a Sentinels fan.
And another new look right here, right? Aggressive tether. This time pushing Autumn all the way back. They understand that Autumn could purchase an operator, and he's taken that peek almost every single round. So instead of tethering to hit the Omen of Lysor, they get the TP out. And it's Zekken on an off angle here at C2. I mean, he's been so
Tens TP'd the ult?
He showed front B a bunch. Last round he was A. Now he's C.
It's kind of sick if he did.
Read into that. And even if they do, can they do anything about it?
Yeah. That's
not even sure. Not even sure it would matter on this one. This comp is.
I feel like the adjustments
comp is struggling.
That Sentinels have made have been really nice.
Fake TP to try and make sure that they use their util.
Perhaps. I mean, Zekken is still here with the op. John is close by. They're just not giving them these fights anymore. That feels like the biggest difference.
There we go. That's one. Yeah, the fish ult's the one that gets them over towards sides.
With op in hand, a second dip in. Oh. I thought he was going to hit him, and that would have been devastating. The nade's not going to feel good. The pit invested. He's got to stay alive here.
Yeah, but they're all stuck. They're all corralled here. Oh, just now we see Life taking more aggressive space in CT.
What do they have to pound? Zekken has his Roomba. And Tensils has full utility.
Look at Zellsis' score. You would think that we're.
And he just cannot.
Would think we're like 3 rounds in.
Bullet connecting.
Okay, honestly.
And FPX alleviates some of this pressure, finally finding a round.
One more.
Finally finding an answer. And the answer so far in this half has been Thrash. It's been Ayoung on C site using that. Last time they were able to accumulate 2 rounds from it. Let's see if they can get another one and slowly bring this back, slowly give themselves a chance into the mix. But it's been baiting out C utility and then going with the second layer. Yeah, you're not running a duelist, so you have to play this way. You have to bait out the stuff that can stuff you in the chokes and then re-hit.
My guy is asleep.
Back to the old tried and true. You've got the suck, you've got the nade. And now Zekken's fishing for more. That rocket's not going to connect.
Yeah, the ults have not been hitting today. We've got 1 out of 4 so far.
It doesn't connect,
kills.
but it's all space gathered.
It does force them back again, yeah, and I do agree. I think that's worth at the moment. We've seen the Omen flash freely used over towards here. We've seen the Razor freely used over towards here. I do agree. Just holding this with one person is worth. It's a lot harder now with the Omen one way.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful here.
Good luck to Zekken.
It's him against the world right now.
That's another nade.
That nade is really nice, but he's got nowhere to go.
Oh, honestly, man,
I thought he was going to find safety.
I liked what he tried there.
Almost.
But Life puts him down, and now tap of the door as they turn their attention towards A. Meanwhile, Zels is still jiggling that angle. Sasi's got his ult online.
Yeah, and that's going to hit 1.
And it's going to connect onto what, 2?
Okay.
He gets a lot of info with that and is able to reposition onto site.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of time left in the round.
Yeah, there is, but there's no movement from the side of FPX. They're still deciding to end here, and life just gets taken out for free. It's a freebie.
So A doesn't work for a couple of tries.
30 seconds left.
And I guess maybe they think they can find some better fortune towards B. Yeah, but look at Zelsa's positioning.
Positioned so well, exactly. The turret's gonna, oh, wait, what's going on right now?
Oh.
Must be a glitch.
Oh, I think it's just out of the cone, just out of the cone.
But he still gets info regardless here.
Yeah, he gets it.
And
I mean, the fact that they don't shoot
like
it gives him info that they're not even close at the moment, so he doesn't need to
Zelsa's
pre-aim
buying his
anywhere
time.
else.
Sassy joins him for the kill.
But they really
that's
hate
another one
shooting
for
the
Sentinels.
turrets at the moment.
That's
Good
also
stuff.
very quickly as we think about turning attention.
This one
towards the
was
last
not
round,
as bad as the
Zelsa's will be
pistol
1
though,
point
because
away from having his
it would
ult.
have given him info away.
And I wonder
They should
if
have
you're
shot
gonna
it,
see
but, like as they go
maybe
for
an
that
A
tap
setup
anyway.
this time from Zelsis, or maybe he's just gonna stay C and just jiggle infinitely again.
Maybe.
But if they
maybe
do decide
maybe they get the
to put him
last one.
towards A with some supporting cast,
One away
maybe
from a
grab
chamber
the orb.
ult, so we'd imagine they go
honestly,
C default.
They don't really need to push anything right now.
They really don't.
The way that Sen have been winning a lot of these rounds have just been letting the game come to them.
Right.
And that's what you want to do when you're not playing against a duelist. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And again, that's the big adjustment that we saw from the first couple of rounds.
Replay the whole, yeah.
And so it seems like Zelsis will go back to his C setup. The turret B and a little bit more aggression towards A. This feels almost identical to what we saw in the previous round.
Yeah,
just feels
and
like FPX
Sentinels
have
is
just
doing the
run
right
into a
thing though
wall.
every single
And
time.
they
We're now
wanna make
using
this
so
A
much
fight work
util.
so
Like they learned
badly.
from that early
It's
rounds.
just not working for them.
I mean, they just dropped
This
the
is
paranoia
much
all the
better.
way out towards
Instant
broken
reaction once
door.
you know they're going over towards fast A. We get on towards B.
Oh, Zelsis gets
Straight
orb
away,
off of that.
shout out to Zelsis,
gonna
man.
have
That's an
his ult.
important kill.
There it is.
Now what?
There's really no way to clear it out either.
And this is so
Yeah, and
awkward right
this
now
guy
for
has to
FPX,
stay
that
alive.
ultimate, it's so unconventional.
He's like the only person that has to
Sassy
stay
with a
alive.
big
Surely you
fight
don't
here.
peek this life.
If life gives him the
Yeah.
swing, now he certainly
Yeah,
will.
to stay alive.
Now with the threat of that on the other side of the wall.
Oh my gosh, it's so scary if your life right now.
The smoke on the other side. I mean, look at his position. There's literally no room to breathe. Lysor and Autumn, the only two that remain in a 2v4. Zekken's going to be the first to try to get onto the tap. Lysor falls. Zekken's going to stick it the whole way. No resistance.
3.
A 9-3 dominant half out for Sentinels.
Maybe.
This Sentinels is fired up. They're back in form,
Let's see.
Doug.
Okay.
I just don't really know.
Safe to say,
this
the comp on
whatever
attack
it is, it's all going the way of Sentinels
doesn't
right now.
really work.
A ridiculous half to get us to
But
halftime. We'll see
is
if
it
the second
unbelievable on defense?
half provides any sort of hope for FPX fans, because this very well may be it.
You gotta. Sometimes you gotta give the. You gotta give him a chance.
Red Bull gives you.
You gotta
wings.
give it a chance. I like to talk about what the weaknesses are and then see if teams have some good stuff or if other teams actually like capitalize on the weakness. Sentinels here definitely capitalize on the weaknesses. You could see it with their mollies. You could see it with that aggro over towards A. As soon as they go aggro over towards A, they've got no map control. That pretty much means they can't go A. They can't split over towards B. They got to go through the single choke point on B and C. Like Sentinels, good understanding of this. Got to go through the single choke point on 2 areas of the map, and you have no duelist. That is a great game plan. What you want to be doing. Ravage Vow with the Prime. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you doing that. Thanks for the Prime. Now let's check out what they got for defense. Sentinels with this comp average 4 in defense normally. That's not a great stat if you're an FPX fan. How can FPX bring this back? Pistol and a strong
could not have been higher.
defense.
Again, FPX seemed like they were competing to be the kings of China.
I imagine. So hopefully we get to see why they use the breach here, and you got to imagine it's to go over towards aggro A. And when they tried this comp before, it couldn't hold A or something.
They lost against 100 Thieves. They lost against Gen G. It seemed like there was no success to be found for them. And
yeah, it's weird because the main thing with a breach normally is like you're setting up or like you're stunning so the duelist can take map control, or you're flashing so the duelist can send it in.
They could have won it.
And yeah, I agree with Bacon. It's like,
that Heretics 1 went to OT.
why is the breach here? If we got nothing to send it in with, other than to break the util on C, I guess, but...
And they're going to have to do this right here, right now. This comp, it needs to be phenomenal on this defense. We're going to have to see a lot of value from the chamber.
All right, here we go.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't.
What do they got?
Even gonna be
What do they got on defense? 4 people aggro, so insta-stun from the chamber.
He is taking a little bit of space, though.
Yeah, they at least create pressure like they go in aggro.
Just utility being thrown.
Berlin's by himself.
Dude, it's such a must-win pistol, man.
One spotted. He may be overstaying as well.
Oh boy,
I mean,
and that is a
no way you
lovely
stand
pick.
They're
A good
so
nade as well. You can
decisive
take a
on
bit of
his
map
hit.
control
As
with
soon
this.
as the
We
shoulder
got a
was spotted,
backup.
Zekken
We
was
got a
satcheling
friend.
into his face.
We had a
He's
friend.
already
John
here,
goes
close
down.
and personal. He can't connect though.
Shout out to
Really nice
life, man.
shots out from life.
Player standing.
And he's leaving Zelsis on his own.
Swarm grenade out.
He's got like
Kinda doable, man.
and the spike was planted through.
Kinda doable.
Stop, bro.
Don't go all the way around A main. Oh my god.
Flank all the way around.
Go
This Molly
all
will
the
find
way
enough
around
time
A
for it,
main.
But he needs to be very careful here.
They just smoke defuse. It's not a good plant for him.
It's a very interesting
Ooh, they
hit on the
don't
tap.
do it. They don't even go for half.
It's gonna buy a little bit
Okay.
of time. Now Lysor's gotten it to half. Autumn has
Ah.
been spotted, not able to connect the shots. He's got to spam
Oh
into the
boy.
smoke and
Okay, we
can't
got a
connect.
game.
Wow.
We
The pistol
confirmed
goes
have a
away
game
with
on our
FPX.
hands.
Yeah. Life. Honestly, he actually brought life back into FPX in that pistol round, getting 2 in Broken Door.
Yeah, he was very
And
important.
he's sitting at the top.
I also didn't massively like this plant,
Take a look at it
considering
again. It seemed
the map
done.
control that they went for. I never liked
really
this
thought
plant
with
in
the
B.
reposition from Zekken, I thought it was going to be done. I thought he was feeling it, but the wide swing from Ayung, he broke the crosshair of Zekken. Zekken couldn't connect. And life, he stepped up big right there. So they're slowly going to crawl their way back into this.
Yeah, I mean,
to win this
Outlaw
round
goes
flawlessly.
out as well. Zekken has a
Maybe dropping
Zekken
your
has
weaker
a
weapons,
solo
Zeken's got a shorty
shorty.
and 2 satchels.
Wait, nice shot, man.
I didn't think they'd commit onto it there.
All right.
Doing a really good
Hey, I
job
like
of
the
weathering
idea
some
though.
of this
You
pressure.
use the first bit of util to make him TP
He's so
back.
cold under
Then he
pressure.
pushes through the smoke, and you're in his
100%
face with a
correct.
shorty. Not too bad.
And they're gonna
Not too
continue
bad for an
pushing, or
idea
at
on
least
this.
attempt to. As Life gets another on the round, the remaining members of Sentinels trying to do their very best to stay up, but Autumn gets 4.
And he's going
It's
to
a,
get that
I mean,
spike
it's
as
a
well.
nice
He's
ult.
building up
Nice
towards
and early on getting this. Like an op is going to be
ultimate.
important. It's good
Double
for
op if
money
he
as
wants.
well. That's why it's like so good early on.
And I said it. They needed to win it flawlessly. They did just that.
Well, and I think you could argue that they got even more than that. Again, given how things played out for Autumn, given that he was able to get, 4 kills on the round,
Yeah.
and then get a little bit closer to having the ult online.
A real big chance here to snowball this game and bring it back within grasp.
Well, and that's the thing you were talking about, is when you know that there's a chamber on the other side, you want to try to flush him out. You want to try to get to him as aggressively as possible and force him into an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
well, they
for
had the
Sentinels here,
outlaw.
Autumn just
By
wasn't
hearing the
able to
outlaw,
handle
2
it.
of them tanked outlaw
He's
bullets.
so good in those movements. It's very impressive.
So they all get heavy armor.
Well, the spam not
That
finding a kill.
is
That was a
very
risky play.
committed, bro.
Berlin's
You're a Viper.
getting a little cheeky here as
Oh
well.
boy, okay. That's a fast
Individual
bonus.
Heroics that are trying to
Just a
happen,
bonus
but
though, so you can make these mistakes
this
early on a
Sentinels,
bonus,
this
sure.
version of Sentinels, with the way that they're playing, it's together. They're playing as a unit. It's going to be very hard. Especially if you don't have an escape. I could see if it's Autumn, because he can TP out.
Sure, but your breach doesn't have that
or
same level
Viper,
of mobility.
yeah, or Viper, yeah. It's tough to get out of dodge.
Trying to hide my
I mean, they do have
concern.
a couple of
I'm
weapons.
trying to
They're
give him a
gonna attempt-
chance.
Or at least, I don't even know that Autumn can really get in. He's been tagged, he's been spotted, he's been
yeah.
dealt with.
Oh my goodness.
Another kill
Massacre.
through smokes. Sentinels will get to 10, and yes, that was.
I
was a
want
bonus,
him.
sure.
I want him to show me.
But now,
them
this
to
is
show
where
me what
things
they got.
begin. This is where the round or the half starts. Excuse me.
Get a replay of that. Punish from Zekken. Yeah, Life just sticking around for way too long.
And then Berlin doing a bit of the same.
Yeah, I don't think he was aware of how exposed he was to that angle. Didn't expect Zekken to peak in the timing that he did. And Zekken's having a hell of a map right now. Him and Tens are just going tit for tat. Who's going to be at the top
Okay,
of this game?
set up
It's like
the
they're competing with
chamber.
one another.
Whoa,
But Autumn gets really
bro,
far
you're a
ahead of that.
chamber TP.
That's why that duo was put together. This
Went
is
a
what
little bit
was- I
too
mean, this is
far.
what
Okay,
was
yeah, went a little
imagined
bit
when
too
these
far
two
because
got
the
put
smoke was
together.
out of range, so he
Zekken
committed into
popping
the
the
smoke. I
Clearing
just had to
so
double
much
check it
space
there.
towards C. Look at how far back Berlin has had to run away.
It's a
Well, now they get over towards the site. They get the plant down. Sassy has all. We got Molly. Double Molly. We got a Molly on the spike. We got a Molly for the flood. We got an alarm bot over towards Waterfall. We got Fader once the alarm bot goes off, and then you can Molly, and then this guy can swing. Jesus, how do you retake this one? Everyone's over towards mounds because it's a good mound plant.
FPX haven't really gained very much space other than what they already had.
All helps.
Lifelor's the only one who's now further up with a little bit of help. Berlin's able to get the best of Zelsis. Keep an eye on what members are still back towards Mound. You've got Second who's running amok on the site. Berlin's almost getting the defuse. Gets it to half, but now.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh! What in the world was that?
Oh my god, okay.
It wasn't enough.
Dude, I thought he'd done it.
Like things were gonna fall the way of FPX.
I actually thought for a second he had done it. Oh no, they got an eco. Oh, they got so wrecked, man. They got so wrecked. It was meant to be an unbelievable game, and it was a stomp.
He gathered all that space. Everyone was so scared and just not in reach from the side of FPX that it bought so much time. Saucy has that Fade ultimate. Somehow Zelsis has 2 mollies on site with an alarm bot that's aggressive. There's too much stall, too much delay.
Oh, that's tragic. That was not. Oh,
that must have been on purpose.
Well, there's the best replay of the tournament.
They just did her dirty. Right, into the next we go. Sentinels 2 rounds away from.
Damn, dude, she just got owned, man. That was crazy.
That's a big entry. But now SEN have the info of where the chamber is.
And what they don't know is what's threatening them towards C. They had 3 members up towards Mound.
Utility was used, so Zelsis did hear that. That's why he's slowly re-clearing it, understanding that with the tap of the door at A and the tap of the door at C, there's likely there was a rotation.
I can't get over it. That was outrageous, man.
Going back towards C. The IGLing, the mid-round
replay guys are
it's
crazy.
That John has hit.
They're unhinged.
Remember, the only real gun in this situation is Autumn's ult, and he's still back towards A.
Okay, so A pressure.
Commit the thrash into this round, even with the gun disadvantage.
Question marks are pretty much all over the site at the moment. So good default.
Like if you don't and you lose the round,
then what?
It's match
and then how do they get in now with no? I mean, Tens has to send it.
Yeah,
sure. It seems like, given all the noise the Sentinels have shown, given the
man,
spams
that's
towards
so
B,
funny.
the smokes that went up, it gave
Whoa,
FPX a little bit
there's
of
no
time to
util.
adjust and
Bro's not
rotate
even
over,
blind for
but
that. Oh no.
They may need more
Oh
than that.
no.
Rough.
I mean, they definitely need more than that. Shot settled for Tens. That's 3 on the round for him.
It's just the
at least we got some nice shots in here.
Tries to duck, but Berlin finally cleans him up. Autumn and Berlin, the only 2 that remain.
They're melting, man. They're melting.
For good reason.
They melted comp-wise, both maps.
Spamming onto the first. There's really no way in.
Melting aim-wise now.
This is such a heartbreaking way for things to close out.
Yeah, I mean, can't fault Sentinels.
Yeah, Life definitely should have had that.
The game plan for both maps of what the comp struggles for was spot on.
Just feeling an immense amount of pressure. They're
that's how they end their year, man. It's a little bit. It's been a sad year for them.
And Life's had a great map, honestly.
Because it's like what could have been this year for this team. Because I feel like the peak of this team, when in terms of FPX, when you watch it, it's incredible. Like it's very high up.
Kind of feels
so
like
for them to go out in this fashion is it's a little bit sad.
Still all smiles for the red and black.
Good news for Sentinels though, and double good news. If you're a Sentinels fan, they go back to their old comps of like what is actually working.
Of FPX's year. Coming in
like, that's great
to the
news.
Biggest tournament as the #2 seed from China.
Bad news is their matchup next one, but
causing so much havoc. There's no crunch coming in from
yeah,
the
bad
other
news
side,
is Genji.
Ion's able to get 2. They've lost control of the spike. Sentinels have been thrown asunder, but
they had to fight with 4 people here.
Able to scoop that thing up, and now it's a mad dash.
Yeah, straight into the chamber. They should know this though.
With the op. Does the Viper wall go back up? Does John have enough?
Oh,
yes, there
wait.
It is. Now coming back.
A lack of communication.
Guys, we commed.
They should have told.
He knows. Guys, you got to comm that the Omen's here.
But he was worried the whole time that he was getting
Someone must know the English for that.
Autumn not able to find the first shot. You mentioned how good he's been under pressure, and there's all of it.
Oh no, no, the language barrier, bro.
Ten's committing to getting
Not
a
like
spike down.
this.
Thrash invested. Ion trying to find anything that he can.
Oh,
They've got a
man.
numbers advantage here. Can they convert this into a round win? Can they keep their year alive?
That's so... It's so
Utility over the
devastating.
Spike is FPX now pushing their way forward. Zealous is holding line, only able to find one though. As Ten's on the spam, connecting onto the second with John QT over his shoulder.
I can't believe this is how they lost from the language barrier.
Time is short. Can John do
Oi,
it? He's
oi,
gotten
oi.
it down to one. The spam, pre-connecting, and it will be
Hey,
the
shout
Red
out to
Bull
Sentinels,
clutch
man.
for John QT.
Shout out to Sentinels. That was big from them. Yeah, whoa.
Down FPX.
Gotta get the sponsor in there. Okay, nicely done from Sentinels. I was not expecting the 2-0 on this one. But yeah, FPX comps.
8-4 on bind. Having a flawless
What the hell?
defensive side. Full teamwork in effect.
FPX's comps just not
And
the
then to
one
win
today.
this map
Not
the
the
way that
one.
they did.
Sentinels did really good to just exploit the weaknesses.
What a clutch at the end of things. The Odin, it's too good in the post plant. You hold mouse 1 wherever the plant is, wherever the spike is planted.
Okay, so
And
we
second,
Jesus,
6 first
3
bloods on that
times.
last map.
Surely that's overkill. They pay an extra for that or what?
And so the final round we will see FPX take this year.
So
Again, a team that came into this
Sentinels
tournament with a
have
lot of
to
hopes, with a lot of
play Gen
aspirations,
G
a team
again.
that seemed to have figured out
But at
their
least they got their
struggles
normal comps
while
now.
Still seemingly so strong on what got them to this point. But they just fall apart in front of Sen City, and there's a lot of reason to be excited. And I want to mention John QT there because honestly, in my opinion,
I'm in for the
Sentinels
rematch,
have
man.
looked
I'm
their
in for the
best.
rematch. No more
It's when John
deadlock.
is fragging as well. Because you know what you're going to get from Second, you know what you're going to get from Tens. I mean, you know all the other pieces are going to deliver.
Yeah.
But when they've been at their best is when John is not just calling an immaculate game, but fragging on top of it.
Yeah.
And we saw hints of that today.
And also when he's doing it on Viper and Cypher and these roles that we know him to play. Not the deadlock. Yeah, and it works. It works sometimes. I get it. But his bread and butter are those 2 agents. And the way that they're able to play with the double controller comps, they look so much better.
It seems like today was all about going back to bread and butter.
Yep.
For Sentinels, they got rid of their deadlock comps. We didn't see them bust that out at all today. And I don't want to say Reddit was right, but maybe Reddit was right.
The delusion
right?
of Sem
They've
fans
moved away
here.
from some of
Dude,
that stuff, and
this
they just
this
seem
is
a lot more
a
comfortable.
good result for them though. A convince. Like if you are a Sentinels fan, I get why the hopium is high. Like it should be.
That is
Dude, it should be.
an insane match.
2-0
A
against a team that's been looking really
Bad
good
blood.
that you would probably say that were maybe
since
favored to beat them if
it's
you're
gonna
looking
be
at
bad.
current form.
And I
You
think
got
there's still plenty of time for
no more
Sentinels to
deadlock.
think through what worked today.
Like maybe some of the
Honestly,
spacing was
things
off
that
on
kinda
bind,
got away
but
from them. I wanna go back to that
overall,
first half of bind. It
like
wasn't
the
pretty,
confidence that
but
you
they're
need
able to
and the
pull it off.
confidence you
Sentinels
gain
stay
from a win
alive.
like
We've got
this,
10
a
standing by on
convincing
the
win
stage
like
for
this
the
is
Verizon
good.
post-match interview.
Welcome to the post-match interview where I have Tens on standby, of course, with this blobfish. 센티넬의 텐즈 선수 만나보겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. 아 정말 오랜만에
Chat, relax
챔피언스
yourselves.
승리일 것 같아요.
Jesus.
좀 개인적으로 감회가 남다를 것 같은데 지금 기분이 어떤지부터 먼저 물어봐야겠죠. Congratulations, Tens. I mean, your return to champions, right? It's been a while.
Why can't Twitch
You
chat
have a
be like
win under
YouTube
your
chat,
belt.
huh?
Did you miss
Look at
the
these
feeling?
well-behaved people over here.
Honestly, it's been great. Crowd's been amazing. Just the atmosphere of Champions is unreal. So overall, it's been a really pleasant experience.
챔피언스 분위기도 너무 좋고 팬분들께서도 또 열심히 응원을 해주셔서 너무너무 좋은 경험이고 또 너무너무 좋은 시간을 보내고 있다고 얘기를 합니다. 오늘 경기 전반적으로 바인드 전반전만 힘들었던 것 같은데 좀 경기를 쭉 보면 욕탕 대신에 좀 A숏을 위주로 공격을 전개하는 모습도 보였거든요. 뭔가 FPX 위주로 준비해온 전략이었는지도 물어보도록 할게요. So I feel like the only hiccup along the way today was the first half on bind. We see you guys prioritizing A short a lot more than the showers control.
Oh, I forgot
Was
to
it
stop
threat
recording, that's not good.
specifically, against FPX?
So looking at FPX's
Do the interview.
comp on binds, the ideology was we could just slam through short because there was not that much util to stop us. Unfortunately, they were hitting shots, breaking our util, so it wasn't going according to plan, but it was talked through beforehand.
Yeah, course corrected too, right? 일단은 FPX의 조합을 보니까 A숏을 때리는 게 훨씬 더 좋을 거라고 판단했던 이유가 FPX 사이드에서는 좀 그 러쉬 같은 걸 막을 수 있는 스킬이 별로 없었기 때문에 훨씬 좋겠다라고 판단을 했는데 FPX가 굉장히 많이 좀 총을 잘 쏘는 날이었기 때문에 힘들기는 했지만 그래도 이런 식으로 좀 대처하자, 좀 A숏 위주로 공격을 풀어나가자라고 얘기를 했다고 합니다. 그러면 또 텐즈 선수 개인적으로는 이번 대회에서 트루 스트레치를 쓰는 몇 안 되는 선수 중 한 명이거든요. 이게 보면은 적이 더 커서 맞추기는 쉽다는 장점은 있지만 그래도 적의 이속도 빨라 보인다는 단점이 있는데 좀 팬들에게 추천하는지 개인적으로 어떻게 느끼고 있는지 물어보도록 할게요. Now you are one of the few players in Champs that use true stretch, right? It makes the enemies appear bigger but also faster as well. Would you recommend?
I think it's personal preference. Really depends on the player. I mean, I wear glasses. I'm a little bit blind, so it helps me out.
선수에 따라 다르겠지만 개인적으로 뭐 안경을 쓰면서
I got
시력이
a
좋지
question
않기
about
때문에
true
이렇게 트루
stretch.
스트레치를 하면 좀 더 잘 보이고 개인적으로는 도움이 되는 것 같다고 얘기를 하는데요. 마지막으로 이제 다시 젠지를 만나게 됐습니다. 젠지 선수들이 첫 번째 경기 이후에 센티널스가 좀 적응의 시간이 필요한 것 같고 적응이 끝나면 훨씬 더 좋은 모습을 보여줄 것 같다고 얘기를 했는데 또 텐즈 선수도 동의하는지 그리고 젠지와의
with the
리매치
questions,
이번에는
yeah,
어떤
it's
경기
nice one.
예상하는지도 물어보도록 하겠습니다. So it's gonna be a rematch against Genji once more. And the Genji players after last match actually said Sentinels just need more time to adapt and adjust to the new environment. They will surely bounce back. So do you think that's the case for you guys? And also, what's the rematch going to look like?
I mean, it's been a while since we won a series, so hopefully we show a better form than what we showed against Genji the first time. I mean, if history repeats itself, then
승리한 지 얼마 되지 않았는데 확실히 더 젠지를 다음번에 만나면 좋은 폼을 보여줄 것 같고 또 역사는 다시 한번 좀 반복되지 않을까라는 생각을 한다고 얘기를 했습니다. 여기까지 텐즈 선수 만나봤습니다.
thank you.
Thank
Very
you,
nice.
Ten.
Yeah, what I was gonna say
And also
is it's
Blobfish
nice.
for the post-match interview.
It's nice
and
having
goodbye, everyone.
it's nice having people that actually like do their research for the interviews. I've gone to a lot of events and it just makes a hell of a difference. Like even just like that little question about like something that happened in the game or like that settings wise. There's nothing worse than like a generic interview of like how are you feeling? Okay. I'll be back in. Oh dude, I still didn't stop recording.